a really nice holiday time off. We are looking to trade these final days of December and the year 2020. Getting ready to open the markets and have a 4-day week of trading. Markets trade all the way through the end of the day on Thursday, New Year's Eve. It's a full day of trading, unlike Christmas Eve, which was a half day. And then the markets are all closed across the world on Friday for New Year's Day. I think the Asian markets are as well. I could be wrong about that, but at any rate, here is our intraday chart and the final 2 days that we traded last week. This was our half day on Thursday for Christmas Eve and our full day of trading on Wednesday. As we were, we kind of gapped up open over the news that we did have a stimulus bill that had been passed on to Trump, but he had made this weird video that night talking about how he wanted a $2,000 check to go to every family, not a $600 one, and that he would sign that bill right away if it was sent his way. So the market, totally went with it, said, okay, let's see what happens. And we kind of gapped up open and we were rallying and we were trying to hold above this 3702.90 level. This was where our high had topped out on Monday and we had been stuck below it all week. And so we gapped up open and kind of ground back and forth around this 3209 level, 3702.90 level, and then broke out above it and rallied up to a high about 3711.24 and kind of rolled over from there. And then at the very end of the day, we were still trying to balance on this 3702.90 level. We were really, really grinding down to our finest levels of support and resistance here using our 20 EMA line. And you can see in the final moments, we got this final 15 minutes, we got this move finally above the 20 EMA line where we had been stuck below all afternoon. And it looked like we were going to make the breakout and maybe we were going to try and close all the way up here towards the high of the day. But no, we got smacked and slammed, and look at this move down in the final minutes. I'm showing here the 10-day simple moving average was broken, but it wasn't. This is where the 10-day was risen to and where it was on Thursday. So we had actually just held the 10-day simple moving average. It was about 88 or so. It was right here on Wednesday. Just held that and closed just above it. And this was our close here on Wednesday. It was 3689.29. And then finally we gapped up open once again on Thursday. We tried to trade up to this 3702 level once again. Here was our initial balance period. I wasn't trading this, I'm just explaining to you what happened. And then we fell down, looked below the 10-day simple moving average, and then at the end of the day we got this rally back all the way back to the scene of the crime, right where we were sitting, and we fell off the horse here on Wednesday. We closed up here on Thursday. So we are back up here again, waiting to see what happens as we open on Monday, if we have any further news about whether this bill is going to get signed or a different bill is going to get voted on. They're saying that they're going to vote on that $2,000 thing on Monday. We'll see what happens with all of that. So let's take a look at our scenarios either way. If we are going to hold steady above that 3702.90 level and dip no lower than the 10-day simple moving average, so basically looking inside the range of what we traded on Christmas Eve for that half day, then we look to break out above 3715. This is a very important level. You can see that for December, we've only had one close above this level. That is our current all-time closing high. And then we made an all-time high the next day and rolled over from it, and we've never made that new all-time closing high that we've needed. So it all starts with moving above this 3715 level, and if we can hold and close above that on Monday, then I think we've got a very good shot at continuing to move towards our measured move target before the week is out at 3780. Once again, this 3780 measured move target comes from over here on the left side of the screen here. This 2-day move that was made at the midpoint of November on some vaccine news, and then we were stuck in this range for the whole month of November. Gapped up open on December 1st, and we've been trying to take this move and double it from there. And we keep getting stuck around 37.15 in the process. So that's where that measured move comes from. And if it doesn't happen by the end of this week, we may be looking for something new altogether. We could maybe go into the first week of 2021, looking to complete this move, but it's probably going to go away, and I'm going to come up with a new idea for us for the upside. Okay, let's take a look and discuss the downside here a little bit more. Here is our daily roadmap chart. All the way down here on December 21st in the overnight session, we saw ES make this move down to 35.96. And then we came in much higher than that in the regular trading hours, and we've never come back anywhere near to this level. So if we are going to have a huge sell-off next week to end the year, I would be looking for this level to get resolved here. The equivalent of ES 35.96, if we're using that 10-point spread that we were seeing the last couple of days last week, this would take us down to 36.06 on the S&P, and that's where I've got this placed on the roadmap here. This would be looking around above these lows that were made here around Thanksgiving. I think this was the close before Thanksgiving, and then here was the open on Black Friday. Maybe that's what we're looking at here. But in order to get there, we would come in, we would fail to hold above that 37.0290 level. Here it is marked on the roadmap. And we would break down below the 10-day. And then we'd break down below the 20-day and lose the low that we set on Tuesday of last week. And finally work our way all the way down to test the low from Monday. That was a test and hold above the current December low that had been made the week before. So if we're going to come in and make one more test and another higher low for December, I suppose there's a chance we could reverse off of that and move back. I mean, look what happened this day. You can see the huge range that was made. It's such a big range that we have a halfway back level that we can look for on it at 36.69.69 here. But if we don't hold another higher low in here against this original December low, then we're going to fill this gap here to the November close, and we're going to start working our way well into November's range, and that'll take us back here to resolve this level here that ES made on the 21st overnight. And if that's not enough to feed the beast, then we would be testing this set of lows that were made here around Thanksgiving, fill in this gap, and if that breaks, then test the 50-day simple moving average. I can't imagine that we would go out the year below the 50-day simple moving average, but I could imagine that we would have some kind of a sell-off that could take us all the way here to test it. People buy that up, and then we have a rally in the first week of January, maybe off of that 50-day. So that's the downside. But it all starts out up here at this 37.02 level and the 10-day simple moving average and the low that we made on Christmas Eve. Taking a quick look at the options volume, you can see here is about a 4,000 block that traded in volume on Christmas Eve at the 3,700 puts, and you can see there is volume that goes all the way down here to 3620. Those 3620s would maybe rhyme with getting back to those levels that we saw around Thanksgiving. Over here on the call side, I'm a little worried that there is a perfect matching set of volume here with the 3,700 calls and the 3,750s, because we moved up to that 37.02 level into the close on Christmas Eve. What if that was a move just manufactured to sell a ton of calls into? And maybe that's why we have this matching set of volume. But there is also some big volume all the way up here at 3,800, and this could just be, a fund laying out a big bet. That if we make it through 3,700, they've already got their bets laid down at 3,750 and all the way up at 3,800. Or this could be the start of a butterfly, and they are planning on aiming at this 3,750. So maybe we never make our measured move target, but we are targeting 3,750. And if we've got enough interest in people to squeeze there, maybe that gets us towards this 3,800 and reaching and maybe surpassing our 3,780 measured move target next week. So that's what the volume looks like on those. This is the expiration ultimately you ought to be looking at. If we open flat, your $8 window, you'd be looking at around 37.40. That's a little rich for me. I'd rather be around 37.25 if possible. Those were going like around 14 bucks on the close, and they were almost to 1,000 in volume. So I'd be looking around in here again at this 37.25, 37.30 on the calls. And on puts, you've got an $11 window here at 36.50, and that rhymes with the December low. And you also had some nice volume here at 36.75. So maybe if we open and fail to make a higher high over the one that we made on Christmas Eve and begin to fall back, you can get these 36.75s down to maybe the $11 window on a move like that. Get into those and have a nice position for the downside move. Okay, That's it. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you tonight when futures open and tomorrow when we start back for a full day of trading. And once again, the markets trade all the way through to the end of the day on Thursday, December 31st, and are closed on Friday, January 1st. Have a good weekend, rest of your weekend. Good luck and good trading.